My name is Erica Lamm-Denny, and I'm the Instructional Technologist at Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. Today I'd like to talk about how to make the case for universal design for learning, encouraging faculty buy-in for inclusive online design. Here at Creighton, I teach a lot about academic technology, accessibility, and UDL, and I've previously served as a professor, and I currently teach online for a number of schools as an adjunct. So I'd like today, in our 5 minutes, to talk briefly about what is universal design for learning, why UDL, why now? What barriers have I experienced or heard faculty talk about, but why should we care? And finally, if you work with faculty, how do you encourage that buy-in? And some ways we can demonstrate UDL in action. So first of all, there's so much more to it, but basically, for our purposes today, it's a research-backed framework that empowers instructors to create inclusive, flexible learning environments for all students. It's not the same as accessibility. It does work in tandem with it, but it's not exactly the same. And as Todd Rose, author of The End of Average, said, one size fits all, never fit anyone. So having every single student do the exact same kind of assignment every time probably doesn't work for everyone. Why UDL and why now? Well, first of all, we're seeing an increase in non-traditional learners. So it's always been helpful for all students, but now we've just got a lot more diversity as far as older students, working students. There's also an increase in disclosed disabilities and many who go undisclosed or undiagnosed. And so it works for more than just those with a disability. For example, what if you're temporarily disabled? What about commuters who need captions or mobile friendly? What about English language learners for whom transcripts might help? What about new parents when only one arm is available because you're holding a baby? There are so many reasons to provide students with choice. However, there are some barriers to adoption that I've experienced myself and that I've seen faculty tell me about. So first of all, low pay. Many of us who teach online are adjuncts, and so the motivation is not there. Promotion and tenure at a lot of schools, if you are full-time, is based more on research than teaching. Definitely get the argument that it's too hard. There's so much to do. How can I possibly make these changes? There's a lack of any academic or department mandates, although the Department of Justice has mandated some accessibility changes for digital environments. So that might come with some administrative enforcement, but that's not the same as universal design for learning. But why should we use UDL? Why should we care? First of all, research shows that it increases student engagement, academic achievement. It reduces the need for exceptions and remediation. Again, remember that a lot of disabilities are invisible or undisclosed, and so creating assignments, creating readings and materials that are available and benefit all learners. Remember, solve for one, extend to many. That's really what this is all about. So how do we get faculty buy-in? Well, first of all, reframe it. It's not something you have to do. It is something that helps everyone, and it's not just about disability. There are so many reasons that providing, for example, alternative assignment styles could be beneficial. Start small, right? One change a month. One change a course. Use peer champions to model success. Remember to work with your instructional designers and your instructional technologists. For example, I like to share with my faculty how we could use the tools in our learning management system like Canvas, as well as multimodal content like different videos or programs, and of course using accessible design. All of those are ways to increase universal design for learning in your classes. Help them gather midterm feedback and reflect on what's working and what's not. And for those of us who train, remember to encourage faculty to make that one small change and give them examples of how they can do that. Here's a few. Let students choose the discussion format. I like to talk. I don't mind making videos, but I know students who are shy or feel like they're more articulate in writing. It doesn't always have to be writing. So if there's a way that you can have some flexibility there, let them choose writing, video, write a number of things. Add a short video intro alongside text. There are so many ways that students can get access to information. We don't have to be limited to just reading. Videos, podcasts, interactive websites, all of those things can help. Create visual task maps for modules. There are beautiful and accessible ways to structure your course in your learning management system. They can be accessible and they can also help students follow along, again, regardless of disability. UDL isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. I'd love to connect. My email is erica.lamm-denny@creighton.edu, or please feel free to find me on LinkedIn.